that mean?
I don't know.
Does that mean Flacco and get we already know he's the third quarterback. So what? Nothing weird has to happen. The first two quarterbacks got to get hurt or be terrible.
Yeah,
and then he'll get a chance.
That's what she means, I think.
Yeah. So, but who didn't know that already?
I think we all knew that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know why that's a news story.
Because it makes.
I mean, she's the first person to put it in print where she says he's not playing this year.
But he's going to play this year, I assume, because I don't think these guys are going to make it through the season. This is the most hype they've ever had. It's the Browns.
Exactly.
So, he got drafted to the wrong team. That Sanders name, I'm telling you right now, there's only one person that understands business, and he will trade his quarterback for Sanders. Dallas is where Sanders is going to be. Wow. Because that name on the back of that jersey is legacy, and he's going to want that to ring
the
bells.
NFL rumor mill.
The NFL rumor mill has officially gone nuclear, and the name at the center is Shedeur Sanders. Drafted by Cleveland with hype and hope, he's been locked away on the bench like a luxury car collecting dust in a garage. No real snaps, no real chance, just wasted potential hidden behind tired veterans. And now, just as Browns fans are losing patience, whispers grow louder. Jerry Jones is circling. The Dallas Cowboys, America's most dramatic franchise, could be plotting a blockbuster move that flips the league upside down. Picture it. Sanders under the bright lights of AT&T Stadium. The Sanders legacy reborn in a star-shaped spotlight. Jersey sales exploding overnight. For Cleveland, it's humiliation waiting to happen. For Dallas, it's destiny. And for Shedeur, it might finally be the moment he chooses himself over the team that buried him. In Cleveland, quarterback drama isn't an accident. It's a tradition. The Browns have built an entire identity around mishandling the most important position in football. And now, with Shedeur Sanders, they may have stumbled into their most glaring mistake yet. Drafted with hype, praised for his bloodline, and viewed as a future face of the franchise, Shedeur should have been the spark to ignite hope in a city desperate for stability. Instead, he's been locked away like a rare collectible card, shown off in press conferences, but hidden from the field. Fans compare it to buying a Ferrari and then only using it to pick up the mail, bragging about the horsepower, but never actually hitting the gas. The responsibility for this mess sits squarely on GM Andrew Berry's shoulders. Reports describe him pacing hallways, furious at whispers that Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys might swoop in to rescue Sanders.
To the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to be a middle-of-the-road team this year. I think it's going to be done on purpose. They're going to fire their coach. They're going to let Dak go. They're going to then draft Shedeur Sanders and hire Deion Sanders as their head coach.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful.
That's a good take right there.
That is hot. Piping hot.
You think that happens?
No, don't.
I can
And
see
here's
it,
the irony. Berry treats Shedeur like he's untouchable now. But when it actually counted, he buried him on the depth chart. The contradiction is painful. Protect him from Dallas, yet refuse to let him play in Cleveland. On Sundays, it's become almost laughable. Sanders only appears in garbage time, dropped into meaningless minutes with teammates already planning their post-game dinners. Those snaps don't develop him. They sabotage him. No rhythm, no chemistry, no real chance to prove himself. It feels less like grooming a rookie and more like hiding him in plain sight, hoping no one notices. But fans have noticed. They've seen Cleveland fumble quarterbacks for decades, and this looks like history repeating itself. From the outside, the Browns keep preaching patience and development.
All this is, of course, fuel to the fire. And under no circumstance, we all know this shouldn't happen. But we understand we're on the bigger and better things. Tomorrow's the day. We're going to be happy regardless. Legendary.
From the inside, it looks like deliberate negligence. Another wasted opportunity in a city that's made quarterback failure a core part of its brand. The chaos isn't just about Shedeur's lack of playing time. It's about what it reveals. A front office too proud to admit mistakes, too cautious to take risks, and too blind to realize they're sitting on the very asset that could change everything. And that's the cruelest part. Shedeur doesn't look trapped by defenses right now. He looks trapped by the very franchise that drafted him. If Cleveland's chaos looks like a slow-motion train wreck, then Dallas feels like a Hollywood trailer waiting to drop. The Cowboys don't just play football. They produce weekly drama, and nothing fuels a bigger storyline than whispers linking Shedeur Sanders to America's team. The rumor started quietly, a few speculative posts and podcast mentions. Then, like everything tied to the Cowboys, it exploded. Suddenly, headlines blared with the idea of Jerry Jones setting his sights on Shedeur. To most franchises, a rookie quarterback sitting third on the depth chart might not seem worth the fuss. But for Dallas, it's not just about production. It's about spectacle. And the Sanders name delivers spectacle in bulk. Think about it. Jerry Jones lives for chaos. He thrives on making moves that get people talking, whether they improve the roster or not. He knows that putting Shedeur in a Cowboys jersey isn't just a football decision. It's a marketing bonanza. The Sanders legacy carries weight. Dion made primetime an institution, and Shedeur represents the next chapter. For Jerry, that's a storyline that sells out AT&T Stadium, moves millions in jerseys, and dominates every sports network on the planet.
You're going to need something for the future. And if you get a chance, absolutely, I'm taking him. I'm going to take Shedeur Sanders if he's there, and with Shedeur, and then Dak and
Genty. You would take Shedeur over Genty.
I got personal things I'm trying to make go down here. You know, are you serious?
I got you. I got you.
Right.
Well, you know Shedeur better than the average person.
And I love Shedeur. And all that noise that people are talking about, and you're talking about, oh, he's this or he's that. I'm like, shut up. He's exactly what you need.
The whispers only grew louder when people began connecting dots. Dak Prescott's contract, massive and divisive, has long been a sore spot. Fans question whether he's worth the $60 million per year deal. And Jerry has never been shy about shaking things up. Rumors suggest he could clear the deck, move Dak, and set up the stage for Sanders. Some even imagine the unthinkable, pairing Shedeur under center with Dion on the sidelines as head coach. Unrealistic? Maybe, but with Jerry Jones, unrealistic has never meant impossible. This is where Dallas shines, turning speculation into wildfire. Even the suggestion of Sanders in silver and blue is enough to dominate talk shows, light up social media, and fuel endless debate. The Cowboys don't just chase talent, they chase headlines. And right now, Shedeur Sanders is the headline.
Dallas seems to be a place that can check all the boxes for Shedeur realistically, instead of Cleveland. So we're going to see. So I think the Dallas Cowboys could be his next.
I mean, it's a Cowboys move. It's Jerry Jones. It's exactly what he would want to do. Now, as far as Shedeur Sanders being future quarterback or, future wide receiver, all that stuff, bringing him in.
For Cleveland, every whisper feels like a dagger. For Dallas, it feels like destiny. And for Shedeur, it might be the first glimpse of what life could look like in a place that doesn't just bench him. It builds an empire around him. Some players are built for the spotlight, and then there are players who are the spotlight. Shedeur Sanders falls into the second category, and that's why the Cowboys feel like his natural stage. Dallas doesn't just want a quarterback who can manage gains. They want a face of the franchise, someone who makes fans tune in even when the team is losing. That's Shedeur in a nutshell. Start with the last name, Sanders. It's not just a family name, it's a brand. Dion Primetime Sanders made Cowboys history in the 1990s, blending swagger and dominance in a way few players ever could. He didn't just win games. He created a cultural moment. Now, decades later, his son Shedeur has the chance to pick up that torch. Imagine the narrative. Another Sanders, this time under center, bringing primetime energy back to Dallas. It's the kind of storyline that sells itself. Then add the Cowboys' obsession with drama. AT&T Stadium isn't a stadium. It's a stage, complete with the largest video board in football, designed to make everything feel cinematic. Shedeur running out of the tunnel with the star on his helmet would instantly be the biggest story in the NFL. Jerseys would fly off shelves, highlight packages would dominate SportsCenter, and ticket sales would skyrocket. For a franchise that thrives on spectacle, it's the perfect storm. But this isn't just about marketing. On the field, Shedeur fits what the Cowboys crave. He has the swagger, the poise, and the command that makes teammates rally around him. Dallas has been searching for that kind of presence since the Tony Romo years. Dak Prescott brought steadiness, but Jerry Jones has always wanted more than steady. He wants legendary. Shedeur, with his bloodline and charisma, offers the exact kind of upside Jerry dreams about. For Dallas, it's almost too perfect. For Cleveland, it's a nightmare. Because if Shedeur does land in Dallas, he won't just be another quarterback. He'll be the face of the biggest brand in football, a franchise tailor-made to turn his name into legend. And that's the part that stings the most, because the Browns had him first.
Is going to be the third father to son to get drafted in the first round?
I mean, that's a no-brainer, man. Come on, like, to say is Shedeur not going to be a first-round talent and a first-round pick? I think he's going to be top 5. He might be number 1 overall taken player in the 2025 draft. That's a bold statement. Go on Clips, go on to mark it up, however you want to say it. D-Jack said it here live on 2510. He might be the first player taken in the 2025 draft. But that's a no-brainer, man. Yeah, he's going to...
So, whoa. See, now I think Shedeur is the best quarterback in college football. Hands down.
So that's the number 1 pick, yeah.
But
Travis Hunter.
He should not be the first pick overall.
Who? Shedeur?
Yes.
For Cleveland, the fear isn't just about losing Shedeur Sanders. It's about what losing him would prove. The Browns have long carried a reputation as the NFL's graveyard for quarterbacks. From first-round busts to wasted opportunities, the franchise has turned mismanaging talent into an unfortunate art form. If Shedeur walks into Dallas and thrives, it would be the ultimate confirmation of what fans have screamed for decades. The Browns never know what to do with their own gold. The optics alone would be devastating. Imagine Cleveland drafting Sanders with fanfare, parading him as a future leader, then burying him behind veterans and giving him only meaningless garbage time snaps. Now picture Dallas taking that same player, handing him the keys to the most visible franchise in football, and turning him into a star. It would be like pawning off a Picasso at a yard sale, only to see it unveiled in a world-class museum under spotlights. General Manager Andrew Berry knows this. That's why every rumor about Jerry Jones circling sends him into panic mode. He can insist all day long that Cleveland is developing Sanders carefully, but fans aren't buying it. They see the truth. Shedeur hasn't been groomed, he's been hidden. And if the Cowboys showcase him as the future, Cleveland will look not just foolish, but exposed. The fear cuts deeper than roster decisions. It's about credibility. The Browns had spent years trying to shed their cursed image, clawing for respectability in a league that views them as a cautionary tale. Losing Sanders to Dallas wouldn't just reset that progress. It would cement their reputation as the team that can't recognize greatness, even when it's sitting right on their own sideline. And in a way, that's what terrifies Cleveland most. This isn't just a player they risk losing. It's their last shred of legitimacy. If Sanders shines elsewhere, especially in silver and blue, the Browns won't just lose a quarterback. They'll lose the fragile trust of their fan base. And the football world will never let them forget it. Amid all the chaos swirling around him, Shedeur Sanders has stayed remarkably calm. No public outbursts. No passive-aggressive social media posts. No demanding trades in front of the cameras. Instead, he's kept his head down, grinding behind the scenes, playing the role of the quiet professional. In an NFL culture where young quarterbacks often shout for attention before proving themselves, Shedeur's patience has earned him respect. Period. But patience has its limits. For months, the Browns have treated him less like a quarterback of the future and more like a science experiment. He's rolled out in garbage time when games are already lost, surrounded by teammates going through the motions. Those snaps aren't real opportunities. They're setups to fail. No rhythm, no chemistry, no meaningful stage to show his skills. To fans, it feels like the Browns have bubble-wrapped him so tightly that he can't even breathe, let alone ball out. That's the cruel irony. Shedeur has done everything right, worked hard, stayed humble, kept quiet. And somehow, it's being used against him. Instead of earning more trust, his discipline has made it easier for the Browns to stash him away. From the outside, it doesn't look like development. It looks like neglect. And this is where the turning point comes. At some stage, Shedeur will have to make a choice. Continue waiting for Cleveland to hand him the keys, or choose himself and demand the respect he deserves. Not out of arrogance, but out of survival. Because in the NFL, opportunities don't wait forever. Careers can vanish in the blink of an eye. Fans know it. They've watched promising quarterbacks wither on the Browns bench before, never to recover. That's why they're begging Shedeur to break the cycle, to stop being polite in a system that's quietly sabotaging him. The Sanders name carries too much weight. His talent is too real, and his ceiling is too high to waste away as a sideline spectator. If Cleveland won't give him the stage, Shedeur may need to claim it himself. And when he does, the story won't be about rebellion. It will be about survival. If there's one thing Jerry Jones knows better than building a football roster, it's building a spectacle. The Cowboys aren't just America's team. They're America's soap opera, with Jerry pulling the strings like a showrunner who lives for plot twists. And the latest whispers about Shedeur Sanders fit perfectly into that playbook. The theory is outrageous, but irresistible. The Cowboys stumble through a mediocre season, part ways with head coach Mike McCarthy, and quietly prepare to move on from Dak Prescott's massive $60 million contract. Then, in the 2025 draft, Jerry makes the ultimate move. Bring Shedeur Sanders to Dallas. And as if that wasn't dramatic enough, some believe Jerry might even try to lure Deion Primetime Sanders to the sideline as head coach, uniting father and son under the Cowboys' brightest lights. Unrealistic? Maybe. But this is Jerry Jones we're talking about. The man thrives on chaos. He understands that the Cowboys aren't just a football team, they're a global brand. Every decision is about ratings, headlines, and ticket sales just as much as wins. And a Sanders revival in Dallas would be the biggest storyline the NFL has seen in decades. Picture it. Shedeur running out of the tunnel at AT&T Stadium. 100,000 fans screaming. The Sanders name echoing across the loudspeakers while cameras cut to Deion, in the luxury box, or maybe even on the sideline. It's not just football. It's reality TV with shoulder pads. It's the kind of move that guarantees Dallas dominates every headline, every talk show, every highlight reel. For Jerry, it's business genius. For Shedeur, it's freedom and validation. And for Cleveland, it's a nightmare. Because while they hide Sanders away like an unused lottery ticket, Jerry is plotting how to turn him into the league's biggest star. At the heart of this entire saga lies one brutal truth. Cleveland has Shedeur Sanders, but they don't know what to do with him. They drafted him with hype, paraded him as the future, then locked him away behind veterans on their last legs. And now, the franchise finds itself staring down its worst nightmare. The Dallas Cowboys circling like sharks, ready to make Sanders the star Cleveland never allowed him to be. This isn't just about football. It's about pride, credibility, and the weight of history. The Browns are terrified not only of losing Sanders, but of what losing him would say about them. They've been accused of ruining quarterbacks for decades, from first-round busts to wasted talent. If Sanders thrives in Dallas, it confirms every criticism, every cruel joke, every meme about Cleveland being the NFL's graveyard for quarterbacks. And this time, it wouldn't just sting, it would humiliate. Because Dallas won't just play Sanders. They'll build a spectacle around him. They'll polish his name into neon, turn every snap into a headline, every touchdown into a marketing campaign. The Sanders legacy will return to Dallas in prime time, and the Cowboys will laugh all the way to the bank. Jerry Jones knows this better than anyone. The NFL isn't just about winning games. It's about controlling the narrative. And putting a Sanders in a star-shaped helmet is a narrative too powerful to resist. Meanwhile, Cleveland will be left behind. They'll insist they had a plan, that patience was necessary, that development takes time. But fans will know the truth. The Browns didn't develop Sanders. They buried him. They treated him like a collectible card shoved into a shoebox, while Dallas saw the chance to hang him under the brightest lights in the league. And then comes the punchline. Shedeur doesn't even have to fight for this story to unfold. He doesn't have to rant in press conferences or demand a trade. All he has to do is exist while the Browns waste him and the Cowboys salivate. Eventually, the decision won't be Cleveland's to make. It'll be his. Because in the NFL, you only get so many chances. And when the franchise holding your future refuses to give you a real shot, survival means choosing yourself. Shedeur's talent, his name, his legacy, they all demand a stage bigger than Cleveland's bench. Whether it's Dallas or another team bold enough to see it, the day is coming when Sanders will step into the spotlight. And when that day arrives, Cleveland won't just lose a quarterback. They'll lose the last shred of credibility they've been clinging to. The Cowboys will celebrate. The NFL will feast on the drama. And Shedeur Sanders will finally become what he always should have been. The face of a franchise, not the ghost of wasted potential.